Hello everyone and welcome back to another review. Today I got the BTSAXN action figure Donatello, and man does this look great. He is from the IDW comics, and man, the box itself already looks amazing, and the figure inside where you could see through the window looks great. I can't wait to get him out and show y'all what he looks like. But before I do that, let's go ahead and talk about the box. So we have a nice little window display here showing off the figure and some of his accessories with a limited edition collection card inside. We got another window display at the very top, and we have Tmnt right here and Donatello right here as his name at the top. We got a nice little side shot of him with his wide eyes. We got the back with the figure itself in a nice pose with all his accessories right here. 31 points of articulation, supposedly. We will be the judge of that. We got another shot of him with just his regular nice brown eyes. And then we got the bottom right here. Now, my box has just a little bit of damage right here and a little bit of damage right here. But besides that, let's go ahead and take him out of the box and see how he looks and what he comes with. And here we have the figure out of the box. No accessories on, no weapons, no change of hands, just the figure. And wow, this guy looks great. Right now in the front, I'm not seeing any paint defects. And man, he is really skinny. I think he's a little skinnier than the Leo figure, which I'll do a size in comparison and have them side by side here at the end of the video. Now, he is taller than Leo for sure. He definitely looks taller, feels taller, but let's go ahead and get into some detail about this guy. So we got some nice white padding right here instead of black, and some brown knee pads, which knee pads, I don't think they're knee pads because he's showing his knees right here, which is a little funny. But yeah, look at that. He has some white wraps. And look, they painted right here too for the knees. That's great. Usually some companies don't even paint right here and it's just green. But that's really nice. You got some nice green muscles in here. And a little bit of waves and scratches. Then you have some nice wraps for his wrist and hand. This hand's popping out just a little bit. Same as this side. Some nice pouches on this figure. All around. And again, some nice elbow guards, which I don't think they're really elbow guards. Again, his elbow's sticking out. But look at that. He has a vein right there. Unless it's just the plastic and they messed up. But no, look, see, he even has a vein right here. No vein on this side, though I think the color on this is a little different. And actually, I think he's a bit of a different shade of green too. He also has a vein right here. Some nice detail on his yellow belly. And some nice neck right here. Some neck muscles showing his collarbone. Amazing head sculpt right here. With no bandana. Same circles as Leo, but I think just a little different. It's definitely a different head sculpt for sure. I think he has a bit smaller and longer of a head than Leo did. And again, a smaller body as well and taller. He has a nice metal decoy shell, which is his prosthetic shell after Bebop and Rocksteady, spoiler alert, crushed it. Yeah, that's right. Donatello got his shell crushed by them, and it was a terrible comic. Like, it was just terrible. It was great comic, but terrible thing to happen to Donnie. Thankfully, this prosthetic shell is now helping him out and keeping him safe. You got his nice little sheath right here for his bow staff, which I'll show you how it looks once we get all the accessories out. But besides that, This figure looks great. I'm really happy with the paint. I didn't see any paint defects on this figure. So besides that, let's go ahead and get all his accessories out. And here we have all of Donatello's accessories, and he comes with a good amount of accessories. We have 3 interchangeable hands right here, 2 different heads, 2 of the same bandanas, a bow staff, some goggles, and a gauntlet. Now, let's go ahead and talk about his collectible card. So, we got a nice shot of Donnie right here. On the side of the box, you could tell this was the same shot they used. And on the back, we got a shot of the figure right here and a nice little details about Donatello. And you can go ahead and pause to read that. Now, besides that, let's go ahead and get into the accessories. Let's start off with his bow staff. Now, his bow staff is just a wooden stick with some white wrapping around. And honestly, I don't think it has that much detail. There's just a little bit of wood carvings in there to show that it's a stick and it's made out of wood. Right there. Some little paint chips. Different coloration of paint. Got some green right there. I'm not sure if that's because of the figure or in some white, or if that's just the base of the color and they just spray painted it brown. I'm not sure, but there's just little detail. We also have his white strap around here that he holds on to, and this doesn't have as much detail as I would like it to, maybe some shading into it to show, but it does pop out just a bit, just to signify that there is wrapping around it and that it's not just a white paint over a brown stick. So again, there's not that much detail in that, but that's okay. Now the gauntlet. Now this gauntlet, bear with me now, I'm not really caught up in the comics right now, so I'm not sure when he uses this or what he uses this for, but it has a lot of detail in it. Look at that, you can see all the bolts and hinges on it. Nice little optic right here, I believe. Some nice lights right here. Same thing on the side, the back, and the bottom. Now, I'll show you guys how to put this on him and what hands to use for this figure whenever you're putting this thing on. Now, the goggles. Oh man, you could put the goggles on top of his head, or you can make him look like he's actually wearing them. They have nice silver paint with some nice coloring right here for the yellow, green, blue, and red. Now, the black right here does not expand. It is a hard plastic, so do not try to bend this or pull this out to fit over his head, because it won't work and you will break it most likely. Now, speaking of head, he has 2 different heads. He has his angry default expression that he comes with, which is a nice angry Donatello. Again, I really love the wide eyes. It's just my favorite part of the Ninja Turtles. Really nice. And every single head is hollow. It is just a ball point head that is on the figure already. But man, look at that. Then we got his second head over here. Oops, messed with the hand. Got his second head over here of him smiling with those pretty brown eyes of his, amber-like. You can see a little bit of an eyebrow right there and there, which is super cool and adorable. He has a nice little smile. But look at that. Again, I do prefer the wide eyes all the time. I think it just looks better, but hey, it's okay. Now, with the bandanas, he comes with 2 bandanas of the same. They are the exact same. Nothing really too minor. And again, I think it's just a color difference. To me, I see just a little bit of a color difference. Here, this one seems a little darker than this one does. But you guys let me know if that's true. I think it might be just a little darker than the other. Now, to put these on is super simple. All you have to do is just grab the head, and at the back, there's a little ball hole right there for this ball point, and all you do is just push it in. Be careful now when you do. It's not that hard to. You don't need to apply that much force. You just pop it in. Now this bandana can move. It can move up. It can move to the side. It can move to the other side. It can twist like that. Other way, horizontal, vertical, however you want. It can be hanging down a bit. It is all up to you. Same thing goes for the other head. All you have to do is just grab the bandana and match the little hole and ball together. There you go. And again, up, down, left, right, and twist. However you'd like it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about his hands. He has his default hands right here. These are the hands. Oops. These are the hands that he comes with on him already. Now, I noticed again that right here that there is a bit of paint chipping sometimes whenever I plug them in and take them out. Look at that, it's already coming off on my hand. So there is a bit of paint chipping and a little bit of paint missing on my hands right here, which isn't too bad. Now these hands, I believe, are the hands that you would use to hold the bow staff, and I'll show you how to do that here in a couple of minutes. But man, these hands do have some nice detail, just little ridges on the fingers to show wrinkles. Some of it's smooth, which is a little upsetting, but there's just little bits of ridges on it. Now we have some wide open hands right here, getting ready to fight or telling you wait, you know. So again, there is just minor little details in these hands, such as ridges to show on the fingers. But I do wish these had a bit more detail in it, such as shading in the fingers to really make it pop. Now, there is a certain figure for Donatello that you can get that has a ton of shading, but I think it's just over exaggerated too much. Now, these two hands are a little different. We have a holding hand right here, or a pointing hand to his head, which is really nice, and I'll show you that here in a minute on him. This has some nice detail to it. Again, with the paint chipping, it's just bound to happen. Then we have a fisted hand, which I think is really cool, because Leo didn't come with these two hands, which is really unique for Donatello. Some nice ridges that really pop out on this hand. Now, I wish they came with more fisted hands, maybe a little bit more accessories when it comes down to the hands. I don't mind the weapons too much, it's just the hands. But besides that, let's go ahead and show you what the figure looks like with all these different accessories. And here he is with his bow staff holding hands, which are really nice, little open hands. You know, not too much to talk about with these hands. They're just there. It's not really a big thing, you know, because every turtle has to have some hand to hold their weapon. Speaking of their weapon, let's go ahead and show you what it looks like to have his weapon in his hand. So all you have to do, grab the weapon and slide it on through. Super simple, just like that. And you can have him hold it with one hand, or you can have him hold it with both hands. Now for both, it is just a bit tricky. You just have to slide it up through the hand right there and slide this one down. So there he is, holding it with both hands. This guy's a nice little bandana on, and there you go. There he is, holding his staff, which is really cool. Look at that. Now, from that, you can go ahead and slide off one of his hands, which, just like that. and then slide it out. Super easy and simple. Now to store the bow staff, all you have to do is just slide it on through the top right here. And it doesn't go that far in because the white right here stops it, so it stops about that much. And it looks just like that once it's in his pouch or his scythe. And there you go. Now let's go ahead and see what he looks like with his other accessories. And here he is with his opened hands. And again, these hands, not that big of a deal. I mean, they're very cool. It's nice to have, you know, but it's not something to go crazy over. Now you can move these hands as well as the other hands before. You can move them down, you can move them up, and I'll go ahead and show you that right here. All you have to do, looks like he's singing an opera. All you have to do is just move his wrist just a bit. There you go. And now it's turned just aside just a little bit than what this hand is. And then you can move it back that way. Now, like I said, I don't know if y'all can see that, the paint is going to chip inside there every time you take it out and put it in, which is super simple. You just pop it in. But besides that, let's go ahead and put on his other hands. And here he is with his thinking hand and his fisted hand. Again, not that much detail into these crazy hands. They can be moved. The fisted hand moves more smoothly than the rest for sure, but it is a bit more loose. And his thinking hand right here just taps on his head like that. You can use his hand for anything else if you'd like, but I feel like it is his thinking hand. And since we have these accessories on, let's go ahead and show you how to put on the gauntlet and the goggles. So let's start with the gauntlet. Now with the gauntlet, all you have to do is just pop his hand off, or you can slide his hand in there, up to you, just like that. And there you go. Now you have a nice fisted one, just like that, and throw a punch with his super fist. That, or you can either slide the hand off, push it in there, and then pop the hand back in. Now with the goggles, all you have to do is either A, put the goggles right on top of his head just like that, or you take off the bandana right here, slide the goggles on top, and right about there should be a little gap, and it will rest on his head just like that. So let me go ahead and pop his bandana back in and show y'all what it looks like. So it should look something like that. You can have his hand right up here, like he's about to bring down his goggles. Speaking of bringing down, you can put these goggles on his eyes, and I will show you that. All you have to do is just push it down. I believe on the other head it fits better, but you can push it down just like that, and he'll look like that. You won't really be able to have the bandana on sometimes, but you can have just enough room to put on the bandana. And there you go. There's him with his bandana and goggles on, as well as his gauntlet. And there you go. Now, let's go ahead and put on the other head sculpt. And here he is with his other head sculpt on. Now, this one was a real struggle to put on. So, just so you know, it is a little difficult to put on this head. But hey, since it's difficult, that means it will stay on really securely. Now, let's go ahead and put on his goggles to show you what it looks like on this head. So, again, you will take off the bandana first, slide the goggles on top to rest on top of his head. And then you'll go ahead and put in the bandana. Oh, there goes the goggles, which is a-okay. All you have to do is just slide it back. There you go. And there they are, resting on his head. Now to put them on his eyes, you just have to angle it up, just like that. And now you have him smiling, working on some of his tech that he loves so much. Another thing when popping on this head is definitely take out the bow staff. It will get in the way and it is very difficult and you do not want to break it. But yeah, this is what the head looks like. We can go ahead and pop these off. Now, when putting this over the eyes for both head sculpts, be very careful because it can chip the paint away on the mask since it really is resting on it. Right there, and definitely right there. So do be mindful of that. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into articulation. And here we have the figure out again. Let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. Starting from the bottom, as always, we got some nice foot ankle movement. It goes down about that much, comes up about that much, and that's for both feet. Doesn't come up really that high. We got a nice little swivel right here, side to side on both feet. This one's just a bit tougher than the other one. No toe pivot whatsoever. We got nice double jointed knees. There we go. Goes up all the way to about a shell kick for both legs. This one actually goes up. Actually, it can go up all the way up here if you bend the thigh back enough. Look at that. Leg can kick out all the way about that much. I'd say that's about a 90 degree. What do y'all think? Legs can come out all the way into a split. We got a nice thigh swivel right here, and an upper thigh can move a good amount. Same thing for this leg. Nice thigh swivel, and thigh can move around. Oh, there goes his leg. And if that ever happens, all you gotta do, pop that sucker right back in. Now, he doesn't have any ab crunch. Ugh, no ab crunch whatsoever, meaning no back crunch either, which is okay. I mean, it limits it a lot, but hey, I don't have a problem with it. He can still get in some pretty cool poses, which again, y'all will see here at the end of the video. We got a nice little wrist swivel right here. Hands can move back and forth about that much. Same thing with this hand and all the other hands. Swivel up and down about that much. Arms, we have double jointed elbows. Can come up all the way to his upper shoulder. We got a nice bicep swivel for both arms. Shoulders can go up all the way out to a full extended punch. Can do a nice 360 around. And can come up all the way into a T-pose. Now, be careful whenever you are doing that, because whenever you do, you are going to be pulling this. So try and grab from the shoulder and then move up, because you don't want to snap off his arm. Because right here, look at that. See? It's very difficult to get his arms up, which sucks. But hey, oh well. But yeah, he can come up about 2 T-posts with this arm. This arm, I'm not really going to push it because right now it does seem like this is going to pop off if I do. So again, be mindful whenever you are posing this figure. He also has a nice butterfly joint right here. Makes his arms go in about that much and back. Not that far. But you can have him back. Just, there we go. Just like that. Little Naruto run. And now for the head, we have a nice head tilt to the left and to the right. He can look up about that much. And he can look down a significant amount. Can do a full 360. But besides that, that's all the articulation for this guy. And he has a good amount of articulation, you know, not a whole bunch, but I think all the turtles have about the same amount of articulation. There's not really anything too crazy. I'm glad we have the double jointed knees and the thigh swivel, so he can get into some really cool poses, which I will show y'all here in a bit. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into some size and comparisons. And here we have Donatello next to Marvel Legends 3-pack Spider-Man from No Way Home, Tom Holland, and Marvel Legends Bombastic Bagman Spider-Man. Now, at first, I thought Tom Holland was just around the same height, but he is definitely taller, especially Bombastic Bagman. He is way taller than Donatello, for sure. Look at that height difference. He's barely at his neck. But man, with these Marvel Legends, I guess it just really varies on the turtle. He's definitely taller than Leo for sure, because I know for a fact that Leo was a lot shorter than the Marvel Legends, and I know for sure that he'd be a lot shorter than Bombastic Bagman. But we'll get into that comparison here at the end. Now, with him and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, he's not that far off from Tom. I mean, of course, he's still shorter, but he's not too far off. At first, whenever I did bring them out, I thought they were about the same height, but no, I was definitely wrong. They are not the same height. Tom Holland is much taller, but not significantly taller. Not like Bombastic Bagman. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into another sizing comparison. And here we have Donatello standing next to the Mezco Amazing Spider-Man, and he surely is amazing. If you want to see this guy, go ahead and check out my other reviews. But besides that, Donnie is again still shorter than the Mezco, and Mezco is roughly about Marvel Legends height, so I'd say he's about close to Bombastic Bagman's height. He might be a little taller than Bombastic Bagman might be taller than Mezco Spider-Man, which is okay. But Donnie is around neck height for him. Yeah, let me fix his head so he's looking straight. But yeah, Donnie seems to be around neck height for the Mezco Spider-Man. And again, there's not much to say when it comes down to this. They are about yay tall. I believe Leo is, again, much shorter than the Mezco, but we'll have him out here standing next to Donnie here in a bit. But besides that, let's go ahead and get into another sizing comparison. And here we have the Mafex Symbiote Spider-Man standing next to Donatello. And again, Donatello is shorter, but not significantly shorter, as in Leonardo short. He stands roughly close to his back, upper back, close to his neck. Here he is from the back. Ooh, Donnie's leaning a bit. There we go. Side view again. And head on. Donnie's legs are for sure super loose. when it comes down to standing on his own. But that's alright. Now, with this size in comparison, again, he is roughly close to Marvel Legends height, so Donnie is around, definitely shorter than Marvel Legends. I'd say around like 5'5", 5 inches and a half. I don't really have a measuring tape, but if y'all want me to do that here in upcoming videos, by all means, go ahead and comment. I'll gladly grab some measuring tape and show y'all how exactly tall they are, instead of just comparing them to a figure. Or if you want me to do both, I can do both as well. Just let me know down in the comments. But besides that, let's go ahead and bring in Leonardo. And here we have Donatello standing next to his brother, Leonardo. Now, I forget which one's older. I believe it's Leo who's the oldest, and Donnie who's close to second or third. Because I know it's between Donnie and Raph, who are the second child, and then Mikey's the youngest for sure. But Donnie is standing a bit taller than Leo for sure. Their bandanas are a bit in the way. Here, let me just go ahead and see if I can pose this down a bit. There we go. Donnie is just a bit taller than him, which I'm glad, because Donatello was always the tallest, even though he is not the oldest, which I am 100% okay with. There they are, standing back to back. And we'll have them in some cool poses together 100% for y'all, because we can't just have Donatello without Leonardo. And again, I am getting all four. I 100% have to get all four. Because, come on, you can't just have two of the turtles without the rest of the brothers. Now, the differences I see with these figures is their wrapping. They have different color wrapping, and Donnie is the only one who has these knee pads right here instead of Leo. And Leo only has these little shoulder, I would say wrist guards, instead of Donnie. And Donnie has the elbow guards instead. And of course the differences between the belts right here. Donnie has a different belt than Leo does right here. He has an extra strap and he does not. Besides that, the pockets are about the same. Same pockets. Different design though on the pockets. Let me go ahead and show y'all. Right here with Donnie, if my camera could focus, there's a little bit more wrinkles when it comes down to it, and it goes down the center, while with Leo there's not that much detail inside this one. As well as with the band around, there's not that much detail when it comes down to Leo's strap that holds his weapons, but with Donnie's it definitely does have a lot more detail. And again, whenever I do get the other turtles, we'll go ahead and show y'all all four of them together. And we'll go ahead and compare how they are all different in one of the videos, if y'all would like that. Or if y'all want, whenever I get the last figure, I can go ahead and show y'all all of them together and compare them together, instead of just making a whole another video for y'all. Or maybe I'll just make a YouTube short for y'all. But besides that, these figures look great together. I can't wait to get the other two. I believe the Donatello figure has less of damage than my Leo did. But besides that, I do hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please comment down below what I can do as a better reviewer for you guys. I'm open to any suggestions, because I want to make sure I'm getting the right stuff for y'all, so that you know what you're purchasing and if it is worth it for you or not. So, besides that, I'm going to end the video here. Thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe.